mile is the Masters Division. Lots of great racing action right here in the Masters Division. We want to remind you, race fans, that we are hot lap qualifying before they feature race. You saw the pro cars come out here, run 3 laps. That was hot lap qualifying, and then they turned right around and feature race. That's how it will go the rest of the night. So the Masters cars getting ready to roll out and hot lap qualify to start the show here for the Masters Division.
On your screen, you see that 8 machine of Randy Schubert from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Little American flag on the back of that 8 machine, a patriotic ride for him as he crosses the stripe to start his hot lap qualifying.
I think you will see a lot of patriotic schemes here in this Thursday Thunder Series, from whether that be the Bandoleros all the way through the Legends cars. You see the 5 car there of Ronnie Wehunt. They actually are going to split these Masters drivers into 2 different groups because we have 10 total. So 5 cars out there right now, then they will have 5 cars just after these cars wrap up, and then they will feature race after both groups are done hot lap qualifying.
On your screen, you see the 4 machine of Tony Yon. Tony Yon from Roanoke, Alabama. As of right now, has a 16.652 on the track, and there you see the 37 machine of Phillip Young. Led a lot of this Masters feature last night, had contact with the 77 of Robbie Woodall, spun both of those cars and put them in the back.
We're going to get ready to find out who is going to be the quick car here in this Masters Division night. Is it going to be last night's winner, Bill Plemmons Jr.? Perhaps Robbie Woodall and Phillip Young rebound to have some good finishes. We're getting ready to find out right there in group number 1. Phillip Young, who, as you said, led plenty of laps here last night, but contact a little bit later in the show prevented him from picking up the feature victory. So far, he is quickest in group number 1 with a 16.150.
Well, there's the man in that blue and white 77 that was just as fast, Robbie Woodall. Unfortunately, like I said, that contact put them both in the rear, and they were not able to rebound for the win. But we know both of those Legends cars have a lot of speed, and I think they're going to try to show it off here in these hot lap qualifying sessions.
10 car of Benjamin Jones also out there getting ready to make time in that white and black number 10. Benjamin Jones joining us out of Macon, Georgia. Green flag up in the air. You see the 77 car of Robbie Woodall starting to come up to speed. Green flag in the air for Masters Division. Hot lap qualifying.
These Masters are so fun to watch. So much experience in these cars. These guys make it look easy out there. And like we said last night, it's far from easy to race the Thunder Ring. It's way harder when it's rained on the Thunder Ring all day. This track has changed these drivers from last night. Like we said, they're not used to racing in this sunlight, but these Masters are up for the task.
Well, Ryan, you talked about last night how much you've iRaced before, and you've actually iRaced here on the Thunder Ring. Take us through what some of the biggest challenges are when you come out here on this Thunder Ring. You just talked about how much of a challenge it could be when rain hits the Thunder Ring, but just overall, when the Thunder Ring is in its natural state, what are some challenges here at Atlanta Motor Speedway's Thunder Ring?
Well, you obviously want to have the fastest lap, and that presents a problem when you're going into the turns. You miss the apex of your turn, you're going to slide up the racetrack. That's going to kill your time and kill your race. That's one of the biggest problems. Another problem is with these Legend cars, if you're on the throttle too quickly, you can spin it out. So there's a number of different challenges presented to these drivers. They handle it greatly. They put on a great show for us, but it's definitely challenging.
I think one of the most challenging parts, too, you just talked about how you have to hit that apex of the corner. This is a flat quarter mile. There is no banking to catch you if you mess up. If you mess up, you're going to lose quite a bit of time in your qualifying lap. But you know who didn't lose time in his qualifying lap? Last night's feature winner here in the Masters Division, Bill Plemmons Jr., quickest overall out of both groups with a 15.953.
Well, you just talked about that. Bill Plemmons racing for that national championship. He won last night. He put on another clinic just like the 82 of Caleb Hetty did. He was patient, and he made the move when he had to, and it resulted in a victory.
So race director Chad Harrington getting these cars set up exactly how they're supposed to roll off tonight. Bill Plemmons Jr. is going to be your pole sitter. But there's the man, the 77 car of Robbie Woodall, who will roll off in second. Robbie Woodall would look like to be the car to beat. Got contact late with Phillip Young. 2 heavy hitters make up row number 1.
That row 1 is definitely one you're going to want to watch. In the second row, you're going to see the 10 car of Benjamin Jones. Jones finished second in last night's feature, was not able to get the win, but we know he has speed. And the guy that dominated a lot of the race before the incident, the 37 of Phillip Young, will roll off fourth. In the third row on the inside in fifth place, that 14 of Mark Swan. We know Swan has speed. He was fastest in the first group out here. Starting in 6th, the 4 of Tony Yon. On row 4 on the inside, in the 7th position, the 8 of Randy Schubert. Starting in 8th, the 5R of Ronnie Weehunt. 6th, the 01 of Wes Potter. And rounding out the field on the outside of row number 6, that 5 of Barry Bowen.
20 laps is the distance they will go. Lights out atop the Pace vehicle. Race fans, if you're new to motorsports in general, anytime you see the lights go out atop the Pace vehicle or around the speedway, means we have one to go till we go green flag racing. Bill Plemons Jr., Robbie Woodall make up row number 1. Ryan, we're getting ready for a show here in this Masters division.
And if you are new to motorsports, seeing those lights out on the pace car is the best sight in sports. These cars come roaring off of turn number 4. Green flag taken by Bill Plemons Jr. He's going to lead the pack down into turn 1. The 77 of Robbie Woodall going to try to make the middle on the outside. Not going to be able to get it done in turn 2.
Robbie Woodall hanging tough on the outside. Going to try and pin Bill Plemons Jr. down to the bottom. Here comes Benjamin Jones for second. Bill Plemons Jr. out front. Benjamin Jones fighting hard for that second place position over Robbie Woodall.
Robbie Woodall had to give a little bit there. You see the outside line not working. We've talked about it all night. The inside's where you want to be. Benjamin Jones able to take that second spot from that blue and white 77 car because he had the inside line. Woodall not quite able to make it stick.
Working off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Bill Plemons Jr. out front over the 10 car of Benjamin Jones. Benjamin Jones ran in that second place position last night behind Bill Plemons Jr. So they run 1-2 just as they did one night ago.
Patience is the name of the game at the Thunder Ring. Robbie Woodall does a very good job of it, but you're going to see him start giving the bumper to Benjamin Jones. He knows he has a fast machine. He knows that if he can get into that second place position, he's going to give that 15 of Bill Plemons Jr. a run for his money.
Robbie Woodall working to the inside of that 10 car of Benjamin Jones. Can't make the pass right there. 16 laps remaining. Here comes that orange and white machine of Phillip Young in the picture. He's in 4th. There's the 14 car of Mark Swan, who picked up the round 1 feature victory. A lot of heavy hitters right here in this Masters division.
This second place battle heating up at the Thunder Ring with 15 to go. Robbie Woodall, like we said earlier, he knows he has a fast car. Benjamin Jones knows it too, but so does Bill Plemons Jr. out in the lead. The more these two battle, the bigger he can increase that lead. Unfortunately for him, these two cars not going away.
10 car Benjamin Jones gets a little bit loose off the corner in turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Not able to pounce. Loose once again. Right there's Benjamin Jones. Robbie Woodall can't capitalize, though, as they work into turns 1 and 2.
Well, we talked about the patience. Robbie Woodall gets a little loose there in 2. It ran out a little bit right there, but that patience can mean a lot because there's still 13 laps to go. If the 10 of Benjamin Jones continues to make these mistakes, that 77 can dive in there, take that position, and get a run at the leader.
So Bill Plemons Jr. enjoying watching that battle for second. That's allowed him to check out in the front of the field. He has got about a half a second lead over second place driver Benjamin Jones.
Benjamin Jones doing a nice job of holding off Woodall right now. Woodall going to try to make a move to the outside and get a little bit of momentum down the back straightaway. Not able to get it right there. That 15 of Plemons starting to check out a little bit. The 10 of Benjamin Jones going to try to catch him, but not lose that second place position to Robbie Woodall.
Robbie Woodall still not able to make that pass on Benjamin Jones, but out front, Bill Plemons Jr. leads, and before tonight's over, he is going to catch the lap car, the 5 car Barry Bowen. Barry Bowen currently running 10th place right now. That's going to be your first lap car that Bill Plemons Jr. is going to have to deal with. Ryan, he works past that first lap car to the inside. I'm not so sure he's going to catch the rest of the lap traffic like Wes Potter, who is diving down through the exit of turn number 4.
Well, you saw that 5 car Barry Bowen give way. He knows these cars are faster. Bill Plemons knows here at the stripe he has 8 to go. You know who else knows that? Is that 10 machine right now, Benjamin Jones. Benjamin Jones gets a bumper. He's going to spin in turn number 2. We talked about the patience. Well, Robbie Woodall's had ran out.
Robbie Woodall gives the bumper to the 10 car of Benjamin Jones. We'll have to see what Benjamin Jones decides to do with just that. He's going to have to join the tail in the field. But if you think back just a night ago, Robbie Woodall ran out of patience with Phillip Young. Contact was made in turns 3 and 4, but then Robbie Woodall was also the cause of the caution and had to go to the rear once again.
Well, storylines building now here in this Masters division. Robbie Woodall will have to go to the back of the field because he was in the caution. So Robbie Woodall goes from that 3rd position, stalking the lead, to the back. So now you see Bill Plemons Jr. with that lead, and the guy that led a lot of laps last night, Phillip Young, he's right there trying to make a move.
So looking at the replay right there, Robbie Woodall and Benjamin Jones battling that for that position. Benjamin Jones trying to hold on that second place driver so that he can hunt down Bill Plemons Jr. Dives hard into turns 1 and 2, but Robbie Woodall dives just a little bit harder, drives over the back bumper of Benjamin Jones and spins him out off the exit of turn number 2.
Well, we talked about driving it hard into those turns and missing your apex. Well, Woodall missed it. Luckily for him, he had the 10 of Benjamin Jones to keep him from losing position. Unfortunately, it causes the caution, which forces them both to the back of the field. And now Bill Plemons Jr. has to hold off Phillip Young and Mark Swan to get this feature victory for the second night in a row.
Here on this replay, the 77 car of Robbie Woodall and Benjamin Jones not happy with each other. Benjamin Jones giving him the bumper to let him know, I'm not happy with you one bit, and that's what short track racing is all about.
Rubbin's racing, that's the saying, right? These two not happy. Robbie Woodall holding his hand out the window. Benjamin Jones was the recipient of the contact. Interesting to see those two go at it there on your screen. I think it's going to make this restart in the back of the pack even more interesting than the front.
Well, Robbie Woodall has the tale of two nights. We're getting ready to find out, though, what's going to happen with Robbie Woodall and Benjamin Jones. But back out front, Bill Plemons Jr.'s dominated since the jump of this one. He'll have another good start, and he'll pull the field along with him through turns 1 and 2.
Well, Phillip Young's going to have to go if he wants to make it happen. In contact there between the 10 and the 77. We just talked about that restart being interesting. Robbie Woodall has had enough of the 10 of Benjamin Jones, and you saw it right there.
Back out front, though, a battle for the lead. Phillip Young, who led the most laps last night, makes the pass on Bill Plemons Jr. What a power move by the 37 car of Phillip Young.
7 to go. Phillip Young saw his chance, and he took it. Forced the 15 to the outside. Plemons going to try to make the move on the outside here. That doesn't work too well. Phillip Young able to hold the lead off of 2.
Phillip Young trying so hard to go home victorious here in this 2021 Thursday Thunder season. He's going to have to hold off one of the best in the business, Bill Plemons Jr.
Bill Plemons, like you said, one of the best. He knows what he's doing. 6 laps here. The 37 of Young is in his sights, and he's not going to let him go down the back straightaway. Hard off into turn number 2. Young able to hold the lead. That 15 stalking his praise. They come to the stripe.
Phillip Young diamonding the corners. What we mean by diamonding, entering high, driving through the center and the quarter on the bottom, then exiting up high once again. That's what he's had to do to hold off that 15 car of Bill Plemons Jr.
It's a good strategy, but that 15 car of Bill Plemons could say, I'm done, drive it in there, and make it happen. If you force that 37 of Young up the track, we've said it all night, the outside doesn't work very well.
Phillip Young, who has been on offense all night long, finds himself on defense. Bill Plemons Jr. drives it hard into turns 3 and 4, all over the back bumper with 2 laps to go.
2 to go at the Thunder Ring, and Bill Plemons Jr. is going to drive it in there hard. He's going to take the spot as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Bill Plemons Jr. back out front here at the Thunder Ring, rolls off of turn number 4, white flag in the air for Bill Plemons Jr. and Phillip Young.
Bill Plemons pulls away a little bit there out of 4. Does Phillip Young have anything left in that white and orange 30 Machevin Sheen down the back straightaway, hard off into turn number 3. Plemons holds the lead off of 4. Bill Plemons will go back-to-back in the Masters features.
So checkered flag out on the speedway. Bill Plemons Jr. goes back-to-back with feature victories here. Won last night, will win tonight. Bill Plemons Jr. chasing that national championship. What a good way to start this young season. 2 out of 3 wins so far in this 2021 Thursday Thunder season. Congratulations to Bill Plemons Jr. in the number 15 car.
Well, I wish we had a camera down in those pits, because I guarantee you the fireworks between Benjamin Jones and Robbie Woodall are far from over. Them disagreeing on the track could lead to a dispute in the pits.
Well, the crazy thing to me was Robbie Woodall had the contact with the 10 car of Benjamin Jones. Obviously, you could see he drove in a little bit deep. But then it appeared Robbie Woodall was frustrated with Benjamin Jones. Perhaps he thought Benjamin Jones had been holding him up, and he had something for that 15 car Bill Plemons Jr. You know, we'll try and find out here, but not sure. But then, like you mentioned, right when this race started back over and we dropped the green flag, more contact between those 2 drivers.
Definitely, and I mean, you saw that. Woodall was angry, but Woodall, like you said, was the one that initiated the contact. He's the one that spun that 10 car. So interesting to see him as upset as he was. Like I said, could lead to a dispute later on in the night. But as you see on your screen right now, Bill